Proper ankle alignment and foot strength are going to help you prevent injuries and ensure that you have much stronger kicks. Ankle extended on your side kick. Let's look at it from this angle. That means your ankle's up and your heel's not touching, or maybe almost touching, or maybe kind of flat, but the pressure's on the front of the foot. I see this a lot in students. If your ankle is not fully locked into position, what will happen is it will act as a spring and it will literally bounce off the target instead of actually kicking through the target. So, right here, that ankle's locked in. Right here, that ankle is extended. Make sure you lock that ankle. I like to practice this holding on to something. Give me balance. That way I don't have to think about my balance. I'm gonna extend that. So, putting my foot in the wrong position, then feeling it in the right position. Extend it out. When you're stretching, make sure you're actually stretching for both a flex position and a pointed position so that you have the proper dexterity in your feet. Flex the foot, point the foot. Flex the foot, point the foot. And then also practice it from a sideways. Flex, point. Flex, point. That way, when you're in the air, you can feel if you have it right or wrong, because you're used to distinguishing the difference between the two kicks. You should definitely work on ankle rotations. Rotate one way for range of motion, the other way for range of motion. Both sides and both ankles. Range of motion is extremely important as you do footwork and stepping in and out of your kicks. Under pivoting, I go to do a roundhouse kick, pivot the foot halfway, and kick. That's not going to give me a really good kick. Check out this standing foot that I'm talking about. A halfway pivot and stop. Not only is bad for my hip joint, it's really not good for power. All I do is take this foot, spin it the entire direction, boom, and you'll be able to pull off the kick. But a lot of students can't figure out how in the world do they pivot that foot the entire direction. Here's a couple of tips that you can use. Take your knee and align it over your toes. Put your shoulder over your knee. If you try to push from back here, you're off balance and you're straining your knee joint. You need to push from proper body alignment. That's the first thing you need to practice. The next thing you need to practice is you need to build some strength in your ankles, because you probably are trying to turn flat foot, which is the next air. Did you see how my heel's not coming off the ground? Like I'm trying to drag my whole foot around, and that could be caused from a lack of ankle strength. So let's talk about some exercises that you could do here. You could use a wall or a chair, whatever you have. It's the back of the couch, back of a chair in your house. I'm going to squat down with my feet about 1.5 shoulder width. I'm gonna squat down and then I'm gonna raise up and I'm gonna lower slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And extend. That is not as easy as it looks. Make sure you're taking breaks in between. Now I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna raise up, squat down with my heels up, and then lower slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now raise the heels and extend to a fully standing position. Squat down, lower the heels. Let's practice the timing of your spins. So another exercise I always give students is spinning 10 times in a row down the mat. But if you're just brainlessly turning your feet, that's not going to do anything for you. You have to think about, where is my knee and where is my other foot? Is my body in alignment when I spin, or is my body out of alignment when I spin? Watch how I bring my feet together. Here we come, bringing the feet together, and then I turn when everything's together. When I do it in the air, watch how my body moves. I pivot at that exact time. So now I'm transferring the skill set of step together, turn when I'm together and aligned, to when I'm aligned, bring my knee up and pivot. So that knee is giving me momentum as I come around. It's a straight through shot, and then I get my pivot in. Let's look at straightening that standing leg as you're pivoting. See how that standing leg, I not only came up on my toes, but I straightened my standing leg completely. That standing leg has to have a bend in it so you can move. Correction would be stay low, push off low. Practice pivoting from a low stance, staying in a low stance. Low stance, staying in a low stance. I always tell students you go down to come up. You go down to kick high. You squat to kick up. So when I pivot, boom. Notice that standing leg, it didn't straighten. It had a little bit of straightening time, but it did not fully extend to a straight position. It needs to act as a spring so that you not only get around in your circle, but you can put impact in your kick. Pivoting too late. Let's look at pivoting too late, corrected, to where my pivot is being completed as my kick is hitting the bag.